Hi, how are you? This is the video on the writing process, the 6 steps of the writing process. So what are the 6 steps? First, we have pre-writing, then drafting, then revising, then editing, and finally you're writing your final copy. And publishing. Yeah, we don't really need to talk about that one. So the first step is pre-writing. Find your inspiration. So this was, we already talked about this, but just in brief, remember to determine your most useful form to do some pre-writing. You can do free writing, you can do listing and brainstorming, discussing, clustering and mapping, using the internet, or keeping a journal. Those are all different ways of pre-writing. I wanted to give an example of clustering, just a visual. So for example, this is done on the writing process, right? So what do you do with the writing process? These are all the ideas that come about when you talk about the writing process. So first the pre-writing and so first you put it's just like the outline from your paragraph. First you have the pre-writing, the big ideas, and then the small supporting details, right? So here's this primary support and here's your secondary support. So we see pre-writing, revision, proofreading, publishing, research. These aren't first draft. We don't see these in order. We just see them because you're thinking of the big things and then connecting them to the smaller or secondary support. Okay, so if we take a look at okay, what is the writing process? Well, you need to pre-write, okay? What do you think some things about pre-writing are? Oh yes, clustering, outlining, free writing, okay? So those things are secondary support, and you could see all the other examples, okay? All right. The drafting, so I want you to use the rhetoric to formulate an idea and to develop topic sentences. You also have the paragraph outline to use that as well. So drafting has your plan, right? And then after your plan, how you're writing it. So make sure you form a main idea, develop topic sentences, and give those details to support your main idea and topic sentences. If needed, you can use textual evidence. So for our first essay, which is narration, you don't need textual evidence, okay? But later you will. Have you completed your thoughts through your writing? That's a good question to ask. So revising, we have this acronym. We have many acronyms here in or in English class, don't we? We have tips, charts, we have the reading, SQ3 plus, but we also have arms, adding, remove, move, and substitute. Okay, so this are some of the steps that you can do with revising. Revising isn't about grammar. Revising is about content. So you will later use a, a question checklist to see how your revising goes. So for each type of essay, you'll have a different checklist. Um, for example, narration. Do you have, at first you're going to have the 4 basics of writing in general. Does it have a main point? Does it have support? And does it have secondary support? Does it have a conclusion? Those types of things. Then later, for example, when you have a peer review of your narration essay, you'll have more specific questions. That you can discuss with your partner and think more about big global ideas and not errors like mechanical or writing errors, more like um, structural errors, or did I write enough? Did I write the correct structure? Did I write enough evidence or support? Is my evidence or support clear? Did I write too much? Did I focus too much on one thing and not have a good balance? So all those things are something you need to do when you do the revising. Okay, and then, oh, sorry, we have more information. So adding, is there any other information that the reader needs to know? Removing, are there any unnecessary details? And make sure that you don't go off topic. You want to make sure that whatever you're writing about, it needs to be on topic. So otherwise It's not a nice cohesive essay. Moving is the information presented in the most logical order. And of course, order is going to depend on what kind of essay you're writing. Substituting, could I change anything to make my expressions stronger? Okay, so always use a revising checklist. Here's the basic one. My thesis statement is confident and or my main point is clear. My ideas are detailed, specific, and organized logically. My ideas flow smoothly from one idea to the next. The say fulfills the original assignment. So that's important too, because you have to make sure you address the correct assignment. So if you're writing a narration essay, you should have a narration, like for example. If you're doing illustration, illustration, description, description. Next one, I am ready to turn in this essay for a grade, and this is the best I can do. Okay. However, before we do that, we do self-editing and peer editing. We look for spelling, capitalization, punctuation, grammar, and all those things that we're practicing in the labs. Sentence structure. We haven't started labs yet, but subject verb agreement, commas, sentence variety, word choice, those types of things. All right, so your final copy, it must be in MLA format. There's another video on MLA format and a very cohesive handout for you. Um, you have to staple in the top left-hand corner and place your final top. When you turn everything in, if you're not in a physical class, this doesn't apply to you. But if you're an online class, you turn in your final copy by itself. But if you're in a class that meets face to face, you put your peer reviews, your draft, and then your on very top your final copy. And that's it. Okay, thank you.